Hi, welcome back to the essay Education of a British Protected Child written by Chinua Achebe. In the last video, we got to know about the author. In this video, we will discuss the first few paragraphs of the essay. In its original form, this essay was delivered as the Ashby Lecture at Cambridge University on 22nd January 1993. Eric Ashby was Master of Clare College at the university from 1959 to 1966. The broad theme of the lectures was human values. Achebe discusses how he grew up to be a writer and how both the traditional Igbo culture to which he belonged as well as the newly adopted Christian values and English education informed his understanding of the world. It means it was something that influenced his understanding of the world. Hence, though he detested the entire project of colonialism, his position was neither antagonistic nor obliging. He took the middle ground. Before we start, let me tell you something about the Igbo culture. The Igbo people, also spelled Igbo, are an ethnic group native to the present day south central and southeastern Nigeria and also Equatorial Guinea. Geographically, the Igbo homeland is divided into two unequal sections by the Niger River, an eastern, which is the larger of the two, and a western section. The Igbo people are one of the largest ethnic groups in Africa. The Igbo language is a part of the Niger-Congo language family. It is divided into numerous regional dialects and somewhat mutually intelligible with the larger Iboid cluster. In rural Nigeria, Igbo people work mostly as craftsmen, farmers, and traders. The most important crop is the yam. In the introduction to the essay given in the textbook, there is a reference to Biafran independence. So let's learn something about Igbo nationalism. Before British colonial rule in the 20th century, Igbo were a politically fragmented group. They became overwhelmingly Christian under colonization. In the wake of decolonization, they developed a strong sense of ethnic identity. During the Nigerian Civil War of 1967 to 1970, the Igbo territories of Nigeria seceded or they left Nigeria as the short-lived Republic of Biafra. MASSOB, a sectarian organization formed in 1999, continues a non-violent struggle for an independent Igbo state. Large ethnic Igbo populations are found in Cameroon, Gabon, and Equatorial Guinea, as well as outside Africa. Now, let's start with the essay. He begins his essay mentioning the long title he has chosen for it. He says everyone may not like the title he has chosen for the reflections, which, even though rather long, may demand more explanation and elaboration. But before that, he likes to deal with the content of the essay. He also says that he feels that in advance he should say, since he was invited to give the address, and if those who invited him think that he is a scholar, he must be one of sort. And he also says how he turned out to be a writer in the paragraphs 3 and 4. The picture that you see on the slide is that of University of Ibadan, where Achebe studied when it started as University College affiliated to the University of London in 1948. The writer says there was a poetic justice in his life. He says, though he would rather have a successful performance than satisfaction of being exonerated in failure, he likes to reveal the workings of poetic justice in his life. 40 years ago, Trinity College of London turned down his application and he stayed home and took his first degree from the University College Ibadan. A Cambridge man, James Welsh, was his teacher and sponsor then. He says he will talk about that person later. The poetic justice is that he became a novelist and not a clear cut scholar. He says if he had gone to Trinity College then, he would be reading a scholarly essay today rather than an impressionistic story of a boy's growing up in British colonial Nigeria. He continues to say that mutual recrimination or accusation is bound to happen in the colonial discourse. So, if he became a writer, someone has to be blamed. He also adds that even in such a rough house, ancestral spirits were respected and accorded immunity from abuse. He says that he is not going to discuss colonialism there. If he does, he says, you would get only cons from me anyway. So I want to indulge in a luxury which the contemporary culture of our world rarely allows. A view of events from neither the foreground nor the background, but the middle ground. He wants to view the colonial discourse or the colonial experience through a different angle. He wants to view events from the middle ground. That's all for today. We'll continue in the next video. Till then, bye bye and thank you. Please subscribe this channel if you haven't done that already.